Hi, I'm Daniel, and breaking the fourth wall means when a piece of media, often fictional, acknowledges that it's just a film, show, book, etc. Pointing out the reality breaks separation and is a good technique often used. Name is because the back wall is where the camera is facing, the second and third are the side, the fourth wall is the screen, and the one that will break. This device is often used for comedy in a more self-aware way, but what if one show used it for much more? It is quite common for Cartoon Network, as Chowder does in many moments, but it's very funny every time. There's also Gumball, which used it for story, which I could also do a video at the fourth wall after the movie releases. OKK, however, used it with some comedy, but also has symbolism in an interesting way that I will look at today. It's the show's 5-year anniversary, and this is the 5th video I made on OKKO. This is barely talked about, but I hope the anniversary gives us some boost this month. There will be spoilers for the whole show, as they discuss how the fourth wall breaks up through the 3-season run. The whole show of OK Be Heroes has a style to fit fourth wall breaks. The main example are crossovers that are kinda canon, kind of not. Crossover Nexus shows the Cartoon Network City, where your references to franchises, yet Meek Sonic is also a bounty forward references. Series has a yard fourth wall breaking nature, so there's multiple instances I could talk about in this video, but I will mainly discuss 4 episodes, and mainly the last one I will unpack in more detail. We'll start with the most simple, but not weak by any means, just to the point with it. Let's Watch the Pilot isn't quite a direct fourth wall break, it's not acknowledging our universe and the show is successful there. It creates a new universe focusing on actors for a live action show. Well, it's confusing. They say the Boxman scenes were sent to the wrong animation studio, which culminated to the animated talk show clip, and the show is animated too. That won't work either, because you talk about doing stunts and having bloopers. The one line creates problems, but the episode is still one of the all-time best. Drama and we get the very character out of them free, especially by that behind stage scene. It is a good parody of Yates talk shows and introduces the pilots existing that some viewers didn't know about Yates Piazza Turbo. It's still a big and unique concept that was well executed. Season 2 has one episode early on titled Your World is an Illusion. The background character Hoyo Jane tells Kyo that this world isn't real, leaving him questioning what's around him. Some comedy with the world being criticised and vehement annoyance at Kiona wanting to fight him. And it is cool to see how the world starts deconstructing itself into the storyboards. I always liked this episode, but at first I wasn't that impressed and was thinking Chowder and Gumball had done this a lot better. But that was looking in terms of spectacle and comedy, and I realised that shouldn't be how this episode is viewed because it's not what intended. This episode is really unique as it makes you think about how it would feel to live in a fake world. It is still real to them as the real people, and the relationships made are real too. Life is normal to them, and Hoyo Jane is an interesting character whose speech at the end is very emotional. The message is great, and this stands out using the fourth wall as an emotional device, and this show will continue doing that. So the title Your World's an Illusion sounds like something Bill Seife would say. Season 3 was the final season, and for background, the show was short on my Cartoon Network. I don't know how different the show could have been with more time, but it takes effect in the next episode I'll talk about. It is the most surprising one of my picks, and it's just self-explanatory. Or how it ties to the fourth wall. Big reveal, I like how the title is to the point with what it will be. The episode just starts with Kyo asking Carol who his father is, and she responds that Yea's be asked. We point out how weird it is that they never discussed this before, but it was quite obvious by the flashback episodes. Real big reveals when Mr. Garth sent on a mission to Boxmore, and Venomous reveals that he is Yazobiast. Didn't see it coming, but apparently the theorist side of the fandom figured it out back in season 1. Because they had the same voice actor, kind of gave it away. This episode involves him talking about the backstory of how he turned into Venomous, but one character there is overlooked. The main focus is on KO, Carol, and Venomous, as they are related. But what about your Boxman? Knew about this before them, and was told it by his implied boyfriend. And it's telling him that he should have waited another season. It was meant to take longer to get here, but the boss has gone to speed up. Venomous was upfront with it, while Boxman preferred they wait for something that might not happen. Venomous saw the opportunity and knew it was the perfect time to reveal it. The point is pushed even more by where they are standing right now, so they can turn it into a Star Wars recreation. Boxman's whole character has been more of a waiter, who isn't actionary because he had been doing the same unhealthy routine for long. The protagonist and the original antagonist, KO and Boxman, don't want things to change, as we'll see later. But what happened really just happened. It's like cancellation, reducing time left. It's now only 10 episodes to confuse things, with KO getting to know Venomous and TKO's Rampage, which I discussed in my first OKKO video. Yet our episode to the part of season 3 production, and the show makes literal too. Which brings us to the show's finale, that a lot of people think is a way of venting about how many more episodes they could have made. I think that might be partially what this could be, but I see the episode different. I don't know about this and have no proof, but I think there's always a plan for an ending. If it's not, the creators did a great job making a very satisfying and emotional finale. Thank you for watching the show. Starts with KO narrating about how something weird is happening. Title cards that I used to introduce this episode are appearing all at once, as many episode plots are flashing about. Start off as just different things attacking, and KO thinks there's an evil cause for this. His first thought is why the White because he's a wizard. Then it flashes to the next. There's a running joke with there being a lot of things need to save, which is a funny joke. Then there is Boxman, and KO thinks it's him as he was the main villain, but that was back in the past during season 1. This further shows him being reluctant to change, and parallels Boxman wanting Venomous to keep it for another season. The difference between them is that Boxman knew what happened but still wanted to avoid it, while KO was just confused. KO's narration described he didn't know what was happening, but just kept fighting until something else happened. He did yes, and soon that followed too, as they're moving on to do things greater. Before they had time to process it, they were gone. There's also a bunch of characters getting married, which further shows the time going faster. But we don't see Brandon and Real Magic Skeleton. That was a missed opportunity. He was too worried about time that he missed this. We see him running past poster every episode, and this scene is really emotional. First, he's trying to run away from his problems back into the piazza, then instantly transported to a cinema. On the screen, he sees some important moments playing and realizes this is just what happens when growing up, and all the frantic title cards are a metaphor for time speeding up as you grow. Being outside the fourth wall and watching it through the screen, which is the fourth wall, shows he had become disconnected by worrying so much. But him being disconnected makes the time speeding up happen more. I already looked at how time to the theme would change in this video. Leo yearns to be more in the moment, and yet it happened, which leads us to a montage where we don't see his face. It is just a mystery as we see through mostly point of view shots him grow alongside everyone else. It's an episode ending all the characters, and I do mean all for the most part. This is such a brilliant scene that gives full attention to all of this. The last thing we see is a vision of two people like Bad and Edith but Switch talking about and witnessing KO. It's now Year 100 on stage like Mr. Gar as the cycle of life continues. We don't see an alternate version of KO, but we know that one will be there to do the same thing over again. Time has changed, but as narration from KO says, I think I might make the best of it. This show did make the best of the runtime it had with this amazing finale. Thank you for watching the show. It's definitely the best episode, and the iconic audience also gets to process the show is ending as KO is processing time passing faster. Title card gimmick works well as symbolism, because that's how it feels with what time is like sometimes. Even the fourth wall breaking is a means to comedy, and while this episode does have good jokes, it's mainly thoughtful. Even watching this 1 year later, it makes you emotional over how much happened, but it's more in a positive way. Instead of having a cutout, the credits to the picture behind the scenes, and that makes me appreciate the whole staff for putting this together. Cartoon Network treated the show poorly, but this episode left me satisfied. One more thing, the outro music by Rebecca Sugar has the second verse in some episodes be every second that you see is 24 connected pieces. It is a great use of pointing out the fourth wall with how there's 24 frames every second. Followed by a thank you for watching the show. The last episode ending with that as Kyo waves is a masterful conclusion. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed me analyse the concept of the fourth wall and my favourite episode. It is interesting and I decided to save this for the anniversary video. I'm probably one of the only channels that still talk about this show, and will continue doing it for one every 2.5 months. Probably how I will stay for a couple more videos. From now on with these videos, it'll mainly be about characters. If you enjoyed this video, look in to watch my old videos and subscribe. Well, it's only magic, isn't it amazing when you know?
So, that's the story. I hope you liked it.